Since I've been here, no one understands that in this institution. That is why we borrow aggressively for the latest and greatest political idea that you think might parlay into a solution. And of course, if you understand present value, you know the significance, especially when interest rates are high, of whatever you spend in the moment. And to get that justified, you're going to have something in the future that is huge in consequence in terms of that return on investment, or to justify why you'd want to spend and borrow the money in the present. It'd be different, too, if we were dealing with capital, equity. We have no equity here. We borrow now 30 cents on every dollar we spend. Just 5 years ago, that was 20 cents. I think you all understand how that cost of capital is going to really go up when you start pricing in the 5% that interest rates have gone up in the last year and a half. I won't insult you with what is 1%. I'll even make it easy, 30 trillion. Take 5% of that and then start applying it to 42 trillion that our fearless leader has us in debt in 5 years, 52 trillion in 9 to 10 years. That's a calamity that will far swamp anything that we've been talking about here. And I'm a conservative that believes we need to be in the discussion of climate. I think if not, you're at least not going to be in a position where you have credibility to offer other things to do. But in light of that, and the fact that the biggest economies other than ours in the world, outside of the EU, and that's a collective group that seems to have trouble getting things in agreement, they're building coal-fired plants weekly in India and in China. So the fact that we've got something that to me is worth discussing, the physics and chemistry, you put greenhouse gases into the air, and I think it warms things up. But the modeling, that having an accurate sense of present value analysis, we've been off the mark for 20 years. So that means the disproportionate part of the equation is all the money you're spending and borrowing in the present when we've not knocked anything out of the park. So I think my point would be maybe we ought to get back to budgeting. The fact that we haven't done that in 20-some years makes this very much an academic discussion.
Hello, friends. The SSA is finally speaking on how millions of Americans have been affected by monthly benefit delays. Lawmakers are pushing to pass legislation that will solve Social Security's major problems. This could mean further adjustments starting in 2024. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these weekly giveaways. For the second time in a couple of weeks, a Social Security Administration official sat in front of Congress to take heat for what one lawmaker termed devastating shortcomings with a troubled agency. This time, the issue was the SSA's handling of disability benefits, which have been hampered by severe delays, backlogs, and customer service problems. More than 1 million Americans are still waiting for initial decisions on disability benefits that currently take an average of 220 days to process. That is nearly double the processing time in 2019 and almost 4 times the duration that the Social Security Administration itself defines as a minimum level of performance. The agency is well aware of the problem and addressed it during testimony given last week to the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee. Linda Kerr-Davis, the SSA's acting deputy commissioner of operations, told the committee that more than 15 million Americans rely on disability benefits to provide for their basic needs, such as food, shelter, and medical care. And in most cases, the need is immediate. She also stated that the delays are due to several issues, but are ultimately tied to funding challenges. Field offices have seen record-high employee attrition, and the SSA has faced difficulty hiring replacements. There is also reduced access to medical evidence, which began during the crisis and was compounded by a shortage of physicians. Representative Brian Higgins, a fellow Democrat from New York, had an even harsher assessment, telling Kerr-Davis that the SSA is not only inefficient, it is awful. Kerr-Davis's testimony came 2 weeks after the SSA acting commissioner told a congressional hearing that the agency has been sending out notices to about 1 million people that were paid benefits they were not entitled to. The vast majority of notices involved overpayments. U.S. House members sharply criticized the SSA for sending out billions of dollars in overpayments and then later demanding that beneficiaries pay the money back. Recent data from the U.S. government shows that Americans are spending a lot of money, which is helping the economy grow. This strong spending is surprising because many experts thought that people would spend less due to higher prices and borrowing costs. Americans kept spending money in September, even when considering inflation and higher borrowing costs. However, experts think this spending might slow down soon. Many Americans used up the extra money they saved during the crisis. They also started using credit cards more, and some are taking money from their savings. People are spending a lot of money, especially on things like used vehicles, eating out, and travel. This spending is catching the attention of the Federal Reserve, the people who manage the country's money. They are keeping an eye on it in case it causes prices to rise too quickly. Businesses, especially those offering services, are doing well because Americans have been eager to spend money after the restrictions from the crisis. This is especially true for people with higher incomes. Experts say a few things are causing this spending spree. People are getting jobs, so they have more money spent. Also, prices are rising less quickly, and in some cases, wages are rising faster than prices, so more people have more money to spend. However, some experts are worried about the future. They think problems like people having to start paying back their student loans and issues in the government could slow down spending. Well, my greatest and my most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, every Friday I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.